Freeway Ricky said something interesting recently. Hold on a second.
But we can make a community. We just can't be angry.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, we should be angry. That's wrong. We should be very angry, but we should be controlled anger.
Let me play this for you real quick. Hold on one sec. This is an interview with Godfrey, the comedian.
Oh yeah.
Who's
I watch.
whose family's Nigerian.
Yeah.
He's Nigerian American. His family's
Yeah, he used to
from
be
Nigeria.
one of my close friends.
Yes.
I had Freeway Ricky on recently,
Freeway.
and he said something interesting about Africans. Well, let me see if I can just let me find it real
I just
quick.
met him. He was cool as shit.
This is Freeway Ricky
Yes.
talking about African Americans and Africans.
Oh, I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Can't wait for this.
That's how Soul Plane got good. It was me and Snoop Dogg.
Or we can escape to, this is like everything that we have is right here. Even Africa, they don't really accept American blacks. They don't really like us.
There's a friction between American blacks and Africans.
Well, American
living-
blacks don't have no friction. They have a friction.
Yeah.
American blacks like everybody.
This is true.
We just like accept anybody to come in our community. Oh, come on in, bring your store and all your goods and everything. We'll buy that shit. It might not be worth a damn, but we'll buy it. We'll support you.
Yeah, no, you're right. The racism comes from the African side.
Yeah, we don't have any of that. American blacks, I feel, have been giving away their stuff too long. It's time for us to become more conscious about everything that we do, what we do with it, who we allow to get our money. And I think that once they do that, it's gonna be a big difference. But no, we don't have anything against them.
Hell no.
They have a friction against us.
He's right.
But
Okay.
how'd you feel when you saw that?
How did I feel when I saw that? I was doing, so this is the year of the return. It's been 400 years. This is the year of the return back to Africa. And so I was helping people. I had this guy from Africa, a filmmaker, and we were putting together a return to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I was going in May into early June, 10 days. I was going to learn about plant medicine. I was going to be at the Hospital of Natural Healing. I was going to be supposedly made into a chief, my boy Kojo. It wasn't going well. So he wanted to postpone it to October. In essence, he didn't have all the things he said he was going to. I still think the idea is great, and I think black people need to go back. I'm going to Israel. I went to Egypt. And then with my CBD company, I work with Canavera. I'm going to Israel because that's where the first labs and the main investors are. So I'm getting to see everything else but where I come from. So I said, I'm going to Ghana. I'm getting land. And I'm literally going to have a place I can always go home. Supposedly, there's land that my aunts and all of us have in South Carolina. But if you have land in America, you don't own land. Because if you have to pay taxes on your land,
property
it's
taxes.
not yours. It's the government's.
Yeah.
Because I proved that to everybody, because if you don't pay it, they will sell your land that you've had for all these years with all that stuff for what they want to pay for just in taxes.
Right. And we were talking about this before. You and I, even though we're financially in good shape, we both rent our homes.
Right. We both lease. And the reason,
Yep.
because the landlord gets tired of me calling for things that get broken.
We both could buy the homes that we live in.
And
we
my
don't.
wife is wanting me to buy her, that's why I said, you want me to buy you a house. Because that's what's about to happen. I'm buying you a house. Is this it? You trying to tell me something? She's like, get me a house. Get me a car. Help me start my business. I'm like, oh, no, I'm too much pimp to do that, baby. No, but that's it. Buying, they said, well, you have real estate and you got equity. Life is temporary. I'd rather travel. But in Africa, I own the land.
Okay.
If I were able to get the government to agree to the land I have in Jamaica, I would own that land. That's a difference than being in America. We lease everything in America.
Right. Because if you don't pay your property taxes, the government will just take the land back.
For the property tax.
And whatever's on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a hustle that they're not realizing. This land is not free.
Yep.
Other lands outside of this country are free. So I was going to Africa, and I want to learn different things about Africans. What does an American black know about Africa? Only what's on CNN. Only what we see in the movies. We, American blacks, are afraid of Africans. They are. I said to somebody, I said, so my daughters and my wife started a new company called Lazy Girl Curls, right? It's all natural hair product that helps you with your natural curl. Because natural, plus, you know, we don't put that, they got hair on their head and they take care of that hair on their head. No matter if it's dense, curly, wavy, take care of the hair that you got. I don't have any. I wish I had some, right? I might LeBron my life pretty soon, right?
You gonna get a hair transplant?
Man, I would get a hair transplant. If I could take some of this shit off my back, I'd have the best season in the world. But literally being in business in Africa, in Nigeria, when you turn on TV, there's black people. When you see a doctor, it's a black guy. There's 200 million black people in Nigeria. There's 45 million African Americans.
And that's just Nigeria.
That's just Nigeria.
That's just one country.
Just one. So we are afraid of black people outside of us. We're afraid of us. That's God honest truth.
Now listen, I interviewed Akon,
Yeah.
right? Who the whole Lighting Africa project
Yeah.
is fucking phenomenal. But he said, out of his own mouth, on camera, he said all the American black people that he knows that went to Africa to set up businesses are all rich now.
Yeah.
Like I introduced a lot of people into Africa as far as to what the possibility is. I mean, all the way down to 50, Fat Joe, Ja Rule. I mean, you name it. Like a lot of those guys, and they'll contest to it. I mean, once they tasted a piece of that African money in that brown paper bag or brown garbage bag, Dave was like, "Yo, we got to stay out here. We got to see what that is." But the opportunities is endless over there, man. And it's a wide open market. It's a virgin territory to where you could do whatever you want to do. Like, imagine me trying to do energy in America. It would never happen.
So I'm opening a sports bar there in Nigeria.
Nice.
Right.
Lagos?
Yeah. Right. So I shouldn't have said that on camera, but I was opening up. I was right. My boy is in Philly. He was the first cat, Ernest, peace, first cat to tell me about Ghana. Then he started sending me pictures. Then he started putting it on his Instagram, and just, wow, look at that house. Oh, a black guy owns that? It's like the same dumb things we say in America because we don't think well of ourselves. Well, I stopped thinking like that. And I stopped telling other black people to think like that. I'm just doing it myself. If you follow, you follow. I stopped being a teacher. I stopped being a preacher. I'm just going to be a sage. This is what I'm doing. You want to get down, you get down.
Yep.
I come here, you got an electric car. Remember that? And I was like,
Yeah. I gave you the idea to buy a Tesla.
you gave me the idea. And then my daughter's like, he's right. If you're a vegan, you might want to get a Tesla. You want to be Mr. Plant-Based, which I can't own anymore. A guy got my name. But if you want to be Mr. Plant-Based, you got to be Mr. Plant-Based in everything you do.
Right.